Yeah. So, hey, speaking of human traffickers, on Tuesday, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman got the full-blown royal treatment at the White House from Donald Trump. He was greeted with red carpet fanfare. He got military flyovers and a lavish dinner, signaling a sharp rehabilitation of U.S.-Saudi ties after years of strain following the murder of Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi. The agenda included major announcements. Saudi Arabia was designated a major non-NATO ally. Steps were taken toward a potential U.S. sale of F-35 jets, and promises of massive Saudi investment in the U.S. and expanded cooperation in AI, defense, and economic ties were front and center. Now, while the pomp was abundant, underlying policy details, especially around Israel normalization and Palestinian statehood, remained vague, and the deeper implications for human rights accountability were largely skirted. Now, thoughts, Simon, on Mohammed Bone Sawman getting the royal treatment in the White House?
Obviously, he's special. You know, I don't know. I mean, he's a head of state, so I can understand extending a red carpet out, but there's different ways you can do things.
I mean, compare that to like the way Zelenskyy was greeted at the beginning of the year, right?
Yeah, and I mean, you had JD Vance there originally as the foil in order to, stick the knife in. And from that situation, I just thought it was hysterical that Zelenskyy just held his tongue and just rolled with it. And then a week or so later, he was like, "Oh yeah, I've just taken out 25% of Russia's bomber fleet. Aren't you going to thank me?"
Right.
So that put him back essentially on the map and gave him back the cards that the cards that Trump said he didn't have. This whole MBS thing is, I don't quite know how to tackle it because you've got the Jamal Khashoggi killing, which was obviously state sanctioned by him, or at least his.
Oh, and Trump says, "How dare you ask?" Right? Like a journalist in the Oval Office asked bin Salman directly to comment on the Khashoggi murder, and Trump intervened. He's like, "Hey, you know nothing about it. Great guy. Quit asking. You're embarrassing my guest."
Yeah, and it's because it's money. It's like
it's money, power, and status.
Morality. And the fact is that there's, money coming from Saudi Arabia. First, it came into his immediate family.
Oh yeah, MBS is on the record saying that Jared Kushner is, quote, in his pocket.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
And largely, look, if you want to tie this back to the Russia stuff we talked about earlier, if you want to tie this back to the AI stuff we talked about earlier, you're seeing the merger of the tech oligarchs and the oil oligarchs, and there's your Saudis, there's your Russians, there's your big U.S. Fossil fuel firms are all aligned. The tech firms they want as much power as they can have right now, so they can win at AI, and they do not care about the climate costs of going full bore.
The US's primary interest is propping up the US dollar and making sure that it's not undermined by a consortium like BRICS or someone like that. I mean, I look back at the whole 9/11 thing as being protectionism of the US dollar, primarily because when the US went into Iraq, it's like there was no actual proof of weapons of mass destruction. We found out it was all made up, but we went into Iraq because Iraq was selling oil in euros, and the euro was potentially the new US dollar as far as an international currency. So that was a big enough danger to basically say, no, Saddam, you can't do that. And the troops went in, protected all the oil fields, and they all of a sudden they were selling oil in euros again, and it prevented OPEC from changing the oil standard from the US dollar to the euro. So we're still in a similar situation. That protectionism isn't going to go away, and it's one of the, because as soon as it does, the US economy collapses. I mean, the Great Depression will be seen as a boon compared to what will happen if the US dollar is no longer a gold standard. So that's what it's about, and that's why you've got all these people with billions and trillions of play money all getting together, playing their version of Monopoly.
Yeah, and so listen, I want to compare and contrast this, because MBS was not the only brown-skinned Muslim man to pay Trump a visit in the Oval Office this week. On Friday, New York Mayor-Elect Zohran Mamdani was in Washington to visit Trump at the White House. And listen, totally ruined my script, because I had set up to talk about the way Trump treated these two men differently, despite what they mean, and MBS's sordid history compared with the young, dynamic, democratically elected mayor of America's largest city. But they had a surprisingly cordial encounter, despite the recent public animosity. They presented a united front on major issues like housing, groceries, the cost of living, and public safety, moving above their ideological clash to focus on substance. Trump lauded Mamdani's electoral win and signaled readiness to back his agenda, while Mamdani emphasized his commitment to New Yorkers' economic concerns rather than only engaging in partisan fights. I have a working theory that Trump's brain is so cooked that he didn't know he was speaking to a different guy, and he was so nice to Mamdani because he still thought he was kissing MBS's ass. Jennifer, what do you think?
I just think Trump just tries to get on anything. He just has to jump in. If you listen to him, he started talking about Mamdani and his ideas, and he's like, oh, those are some of the same ideas that I have. So like he's already trying to set up claim for, anything Mamdani might do that might somehow Trump might claim as his idea. Oh, I was already thinking about that, or oh, that was already my idea. And I mean, I think any relationship with Trump is very short-lived. Unless
that's the truth.
Even even people that have supported him for a very long time. I mean, there is only loyalty to Trump. There is none from him to anyone else, except for Putin. Sorry, I got off a little bit there, but I had the opportunity. So
no,
yeah.
You're good. Simon, what do you make of the love fest?
Okay, Trump's all about ratings, right? Every person he criticizes, it's loser in the ratings. Well, guess what? He's got a guy that's got better ratings than him, and it's abundantly clear. And the thing is, the guy is from the hood. As far as Trump's concerned, he has tremendous power over Trump in New York, and there are consequences to Trump if he pisses this guy off. Now, you also have to recognize that Trump is at heart a socialist, but he's not a democratic socialist. He's a national socialist. He's into nationalism and all those things that come from national socialism, which explains his army of neo-Nazis, shall we say.
Right, yeah. No, Trump is calling Mamdani a communist, right? This is the criticism. They call anybody to their left a communist, but listen, Trump is the guy who's literally nationalizing industries. They took 10% of Intel.
Yeah, exactly. And
so what I worry about, along those lines, is I see this love fest between Mamdani and Trump, and I immediately my mind goes to like, oh God. All right, here goes the bulwark, right? They're going to come in and say, look, see, the far left and the far right, they've all been in this thing together. You get that the conflating of democratic socialism with Nazism, right?
Which is completely wrong.
And you get that talking point, right? They go, the Nazis were really of the left. See, socialist is right in the name. And I worry that the gooey center of American politics is going to somehow use this to tie the two men together, even though they couldn't be further apart.
It's possible. I mean, just yeah, like we need more centrist commentary. I mean,
well, listen, yeah.